You know those magnets on your fridge? They just stick, holding up pictures, notes, you name it. And they do it with this strange, invisible power. It kind of feels like magic, right? Well, it's not. It's science. And to really get it, we're going to have to pull back the curtain on one of nature's coolest secrets. So what is the deal with this invisible force? How can a chunk of metal reach out across thin air and just pull another object towards it? Well, the answer isn't something you can see on the surface. To find it, we've got to go deep. I mean really, really small. All right, so let's start with that invisible pull. Let's demystify the magic that seems to be happening right in front of us. To figure out the magnet in your hand, we can't just look at the magnet itself. We have to zoom in, way in. The secret is hidden inside every single atom that makes it up. So let's picture this. Inside every atom, it's like there's a whole world of tiny dancers. Yeah, you heard me. Energetic little dancers. And their scientific name? Electrons. These tiny dancers, the electrons, they're fundamental. They're not just in magnets, they're in the chair you're sitting on, the air you're breathing, everything. They're a basic building block of the universe. And here's the crucial thing about our little electron dancers. They are always on the move. They're constantly spinning, each one twirling in place with this incredible, non-stop energy. And get this, that constant spinning actually does something. It creates a tiny, tiny magnetic field. So every single spinning electron is effectively its own little microscopic magnet. Wild, right? Okay, so that brings up a pretty big question. If every atom is packed with these tiny electron magnets, why isn't everything magnetic? Why doesn't a piece of wood stick to the fridge? Well, it all comes down to choreography. In most things like wood or plastic, our tiny dancers are just a chaotic mess. They're all spinning in completely random directions, so all their little magnetic forces point every which way and just cancel each other out. The end result? Nothing. But in special materials like iron, something amazing happens. It's like a director shouts, "Action!" All the dancers, all the electrons, they snap into alignment. They all spin in the same direction like a perfectly synchronized flash mob. And suddenly, all those tiny forces add up, combining into one large, powerful magnetic field that we can actually feel. It's this unified field, this big, synchronized dance that creates the force we know as magnetism. And it leads to some very simple, very predictable rules of attraction. Because of this big aligned force, every magnet has two ends where that force is the absolute strongest. We call these the magnetic poles. One is the North Pole and the other is the South Pole. And these poles follow one simple golden rule. Opposites attract. A North Pole will always pull on a South Pole. But, and you've probably felt this, like poles repel. Try to push two North Poles together, and they'll literally push each other away. That resistance you feel, that's the rule in action. Now that we've got how a little magnet works, let's scale things up. I mean, way, way up. Because it turns out the very ground we're standing on is part of the biggest magnet in our neighborhood. It's true. Our whole planet acts like one gigantic magnet. Deep down in its core, there's a whole lot of molten iron flowing around, and all that motion generates a massive magnetic field that wraps around the entire globe, giving Earth its very own North and South poles. And this giant planetary magnet, it's the whole reason a simple compass works. The needle in a compass is really just a small, lightweight magnet that's free to spin around. So Earth's huge magnetic field grabs onto that little needle and physically pulls it into alignment with the planet's own poles. And that's it. That's why a compass needle always points north. Simple, but pretty genius. So the next time you snap a magnet onto something, you'll know what you're really seeing. It isn't magic. It's a beautiful, synchronized dance of countless tiny electrons all working together. It really makes you think, doesn't it? What other invisible forces, what other hidden dances are choreographing our world in ways we can't even begin to see?